Namaste, beautiful yogis, and welcome to our Vin Yin practice today. The beautiful complement of Vin, Vinyasa, the yang heat-inducing energy, with the very soothing, very calming yin forces, the feminine energy that takes us inward and really helps us to ground and be creative and be in an open, receptive state. So we're going to fire up and then we're going to cool down. Let's come up to the top of the mat. Stand with your feet together. And you can look down and plant your big toes in, lift and fan your other toes, let them drop down, broaden the feet, roll the outside edges of the feet down, lift up through the inner arches and plant down through the four corners of the feet. We're going to press the weight down through the feet to rebound the energy up through the legs. And as we do so, we want to level out through our pelvic bowl. So just guide your tailbone down towards Mother Earth and then want to draw your navel towards your spine. We're sending the energy down through the arms, spreading the fingers, and energy reaches out through the ends of the fingers to Mother Earth. So all this downward motion through the feet and through the ends of the fingers will help us to draw and gather the energy all the way back up towards Father Sky. So feel that now, energy through the legs, energy through the open heart center, lifting, reaching to the heavens above, and also through the crown chakra. Reach up, feel, connect. Let's close our eyes down. We're practicing pratyahara, drawing our senses inward. It's our yogi way of saying, let go of the world around you. You don't need to control all the forces in the internal or the external environment. Your job here now is to just be with what is. So we move inwards, pratyahara, and we connect with the royal yoga breath, the three-chamber breathing known as Maharaja Pranayama. We're inhaling, drawing the prana in through the nostrils, expanding through the lower belly, rising the breath up to expand the ribs into the third chamber, which is the chest to the collarbones. And then we exhale, letting go of that breath out of the chest, out of the second chamber, those ribs knit back down and towards each other. And we empty the lower belly, the first chamber at the end of the exhalation. So again, filling the three chambers, but in a smooth, even flow of breath. Inhaling, rise up. Feel the joy of inspiration. Exhale, let go. Let a heaviness come into your being as you just drop away any tensions. Be here, be present. Continue to breathe, full, deep, even breath. So important that we pay attention to the rhythm of the breath. So the in-breath is even to the out-breath. That rhythm is even, and through the evenness of breath, we bypass the rapid-fire thinking. We move into a very still space. We capture the soul energy through this stillness. We become here and now, present to what is, letting go of that control and just arriving in a place of santosha, contentment. Continue to breathe and continue to feel. And as we use the breath as our way to become meditative, we also use the breath in our vinyasa practice as our way to create energy, to create a dynamic effect through our practice today. So we're going to gently open the eyes into our first vinyasa. Inhale, drawing the arms up and above the head. Exhale and fold, open the heart, straight or bent knees, ends of the fingers to the earth, roll your chest in and your head follows. Inhale, look out into the distance, offer your golden heart. On your first vinyasa, let's exhale, step back, hands down, drawing the feet back. So you're coming into plank. Draw the ribs towards the spine and see if you can stack your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, draw a line of energy from your tailbone all the way through to your crown. Exhale, pull the elbows deep into the side body and let's come all the way to the floor. Melt out the toes. Press into the tops of the feet so the line of energy comes up the legs to the lower back, so you can inhale and open yourself for your cobra pose, drawing your elbows deep into the side body, shoulders away from the neck. Curl the toes under, exhale, hips come high, downward facing dog. You've got a few breaths here in downward facing dog, and it's the perfect opportunity to have a wriggle, to find where that alignment is perfect for you. And alignment really actually means that place where the energy is flowing uninhibited. So find where you need to be in this pose. The classical tips will be to spread your fingers and toes, to press equally down through the hands and the feet as you draw up through the arms and the legs, and to gather the energy through the bandhas, so the core line. The bandhas, we call it in yoga. It's a core line of energy, not just through the lower belly, but all the way through to the top of the head, sealing up, dropping the shoulder blades down the back. Continue to breathe. Inhale, we're going to look up between the hands, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, draw yourself back, hollow through the lower belly, Mula Bandha, so it's a light transition to inhale. Draw the feet towards the hands and look out into the distance, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold your way down, Uttanasana. Press down through the feet, draw the arms out from the side body. Inhale. Use those bandhas again to draw yourself up with lightness and yet with strength. And then exhale, arms wide down to the side, Tadasana. As we flow into our second vinyasa flow, we're going to move into Utkatasana, yogi's chair. So have a seat, tap the ends of the fingers to the earth. Pull those bandhas in. Inhale, draw the arms up just to the level that feels right for you, keeping the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, bring the hands down through prayer pose. Straighten the legs to your desirability, and then fold your way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Your choice now to step as we did before, or you may like to jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. So remember, step and lower all the way to the floor, or jump springing into Chaturanga Dandasana. Point your toes away. So it was cobra before, so you're coming with me, it's upward facing dog. So this time we straighten the arms and we have the knees off the earth. Press into the hands for that light transition to downward facing dog. We're going to add some layers now to this vinyasa flow. So start with your right leg, square the foot, and then inhale, drag the leg straight up behind you. Square the outer hip with the floor, press the mat away with the hands. Exhale, bend the knee, hover to squeeze the ascending colon before you lightly place your foot through between your hands. Press your back heel away and draw your back thigh towards the sky. Draw your front knee over your ankle joint, and then gather the arms. Inhale, come up just part way so the arms are reaching out to the side. You can take chin mudra, so the thumb onto the index fingernail. So the three fingers then really extend out and away from you. Keep the shoulders soft. Inhale. Exhale, sinking down a little bit more into the pose, pressing the back heel away, but drawing the thigh kind of deeper into the pose, but don't forget to seal upwards. You're not just slouching, you've got that leg dynamic. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can release a little bit more. Test your balance, see if you can gaze on up. Now drop onto that back knee now. Melt the toes away from you. And inhale, let's gather the arms up. Spreading the fingers, reaching up and shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take the right hand to the earth and reach over with that left arm. Perhaps you can look up as you do this. And then inhale. Draw the right arm up. Exhale. Left hand down. Reach on up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Don't forget to ground that front foot. Exhale, maybe you can look on up. Inhale, draw the arms up, and exhale, bring the hands down, framing the front foot. Curl your back toes under, going through your vinyasa. If you want to make it lighter today, skip the vinyasa and just meet us in downward facing dog. So plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So let's match it up now, leading with the left leg. Inhale, draw the foot up behind you, square the outer hip with the floor, press the mat away with the hands. Exhale, bend the knee, squeeze, descending colon. Lightly place the foot through between your hands. Press your back heel away. Draw your back thigh up towards the sky. Front knee over the front ankle joint. Beautiful stacking of the joints creates better energy flow through the meridian lines. Inhale. Come on up. Send those arms out. Take chin mudra. 3 fingers reach and spread like wings. Inhale. Exhale, sink in a little bit more. Keep breathing. Feel the forces grounding and yet reaching all at the same time, distributing the prana where you need it to go. Inhale, sink in. Maybe you can test your balance and gaze up. Inhale, exhale, drop down onto that back knee. Those arms fly up. Inhale. And then exhale, this time reach out to the left and gaze up. Inhaling, both arms are up. Exhale, reaching to the right. Keep flowing, breath and movement, synchronizing and becoming one. It's the true art of vinyasa. Even if you're in a held pose, there's still the internal movement of energy, working in harmony with the breath. Always looking for where you can seal, where you can release, where you can ground. Last one here, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bring those hands down either side of the front foot. You can meet us in down dog or go through your vinyasa. You'll feel the heat building now in the body. So enjoy that. Try not to resist it. See if you can go with that heat, with that perspiration, as we find ourselves in the classical pose once again of Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. We're here just to breathe and be, to find our place within this pose where we feel the energy is switching on. And if we pay attention, we create more inward transformation and healing just through the power of our mind, the concentrated effort of dharana. Be focused on exactly every sensation within you. Let's flow on. Inhale, look up between the hands, lift the heels. Exhale, drawing back, step. If you want to jump, wait into the hands. Try to spring and then look out into the distance. Exhale, fold. Coming up the same way we went in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the hands down and through prayer pose. We call this pose Samastitihi. Equal standing posture, very similar to Tadasana. So just pause, find your alignment, check in with your breath, feel your beating heart against the back of your thumbs. Deep connection with yourself, with your beautiful rhythmic heartbeat. As we keep on flowing through our vinyasa, gently opening the eyes, arms down to Tadasana. Inhale, float the arms up, keep the shoulder blades down the back as you gaze up, and exhale and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Adho Uttanasana. Your choice, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. This time we're going to inhale, point the right toes, and then press the mat away with the hands. And then just a slight turn out of the hip if the leg comes up, and then exhale. As the foot comes through, bend the knee first, squeeze, and then lightly place the foot between the hands. And then just take that foot to the middle of the mat. And as you flip your back foot to 90 degrees, you should see a heel to arch alignment. So we're going to lead with this left hand, spiral open for warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, feel the power extend out through your arms. Try to open your back hip by rolling down through the outside edge of the back floor, and open your front knee by aiming for the front pinky toe. Sink in. The powerful, purposeful warrior. Let it bring you the determination to achieve your dreams. Let's reverse the warrior. Inhale. Exhale, back hand to the back leg, reach on back. We'll keep flowing into Parsvakonasana. Inhale, arms come out. Exhale, elbow onto the thighs, we gaze on up. Inhale, steady the legs. There's your reverse warrior. Exhale, you can come deeper into Parsvakonasana if you wish. Inhale. Exhale. Let's hold in Parsvakonasana. Really wanting to tuck this front hip under. If you're working where I am with the hand on the floor, resist the knee to the shoulder and the shoulder to the knee. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, top hand swings down and around. You want to line up the toes. If anything, you're a little bit pigeon-toed here, so the outside edges of the feet are parallel with the outside edges of the mat. Just have a look, see how it works. Breathing, hands down, inhale. Gather the energy through the bandhas at the same time. Tilt and separate these sit bones as if they're wanting to fire up towards the sky. Hold, breathe, feel. Taking that right hand into the center. Inhale, length through your spine, open your heart. Try to stabilize your legs as much as possible, but rotate from the navel center. Turning and gazing to that top hand and beyond. If your neck pinches, looking down. Inhale, run length through the spine. Exhale, revolve from the navel center, squeezing out the digestive organs. Wringing out metaphysically what no longer serves you in your life. What's that gunk? What's that toxicity that you need to let go of? What are you no longer digesting well in your life emotionally? Let it go now. Be conscious. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Bring this hand down, and we're going to change it up to the other side. So length, length, length. And then revolve. Inhale. Don't forget, you're gathering energy through the legs the whole time, revolving from the navel center. Of course, you'll be feeling it strongly through the inner thigh, particularly now on the left side. But see if you can rotate a little bit more from the navel on that next exhalation. You can look down. If you're gazing up, do make sure your neck is feeling good. And know that this simple act of looking up brings the hope, brings the optimism, the opposite of when we're depressed, when we're looking down. All these actions in yoga really facilitate a change in the emotional, mental, spiritual bodies. Inhale and exhale, bringing this hand down. Inhale, reach on out, and just for good measure while we're here, you can come into Padottanasana now. For many of you, bend your knees and hang on out. For others, hands here, head down, hands in line with the toes, or maybe even further back, and you can bring your crown down towards the earth. See what feels good here. It is an extended pose, particularly through the legs, but there's a certain relaxation through the shoulders and the upper carriage of the body. The lungs invert, And just shake out any unworthiness, any fear of life that you're carrying around. Let's inhale, come part way up, hands to the hips, gather up the bundas, strengthen the legs, and come all the way up. Exhale. You want to turn out this front foot again, frame the foot with the hands, come through your vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale to upward facing and then exhale to downward facing dog. Here we go, left side, inhale. You turn that hip out, press the mat away with the hands. Exhale, hover as you bend the knee. Lightly place that foot through, wriggle to the middle of the mat. Turn your back foot to 90 degrees, heel to arch alignment. Lead with that right arm, inhale. Exhale. Find your purpose here as you sink in Virabhadrasana 2. See if you can square the shoulders off to the side mat. Sink a little bit more. Breathing and feeling dignified in this classical yoga pose. Inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale. Exhale, side angle pose. If you're looking up, you have to really ground those feet to give yourself that stability. If you want to go deeper, this time with your Parsvakonasana, you can. And then we're hanging out here in our side angle pose, really trying to align the body. Breathe and relax as much as you can. Roll down through the outside edge of that back foot so you're not tempted to let the energy just slip away. Inhale, exhale, top hand sweeps down and around. You want to line up those feet. Breathe. So as a variation here on this side, similar to our Padottanasana, but we're going to interlace the fingers at the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, length, length, length. Exhale, and we fold. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. If anything, with this pose, you can kind of get front heavy a bit, even come onto the toes a bit more to release those arms down. Breathe here. Inhale, part way up, hands down. Exhale, just to gather yourself. Inhale, hands to the hips, coming on up. Exhale, turn out that front foot. Go for it, vinyasa. Inhale. There's that blossoming of the heart in up dog. The bowing back to your sacred inner self of down dog. Be soft, present and free. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Dropping down to the knees. Toes can meet together. Buttocks coming down onto the heels. And then laying your head down when you're ready to rest in child's pose. Enjoy the rhythmic flow of your breath here. A chance to rest. A chance to just connect with the simple things, the breath, your feelings, the mat beneath you, the air above you. Nothing else matters. There's nowhere else to be right now, just here. The yogi cultivates the ability just to be present moment after moment after moment. Never racing ahead to work things out in advance. Choosing not to get hung up on what could have happened in the past, but rather that choice, not always easy, but that choice just to be present, just to feel and be. As we move now into our yin poses, let's inhale, bring our head up, walking our hands back. We can bring our knees together here and just pause once again, bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra, closing the eyes and just setting an intention for the yin aspect of our practice today. If anything in our society right now, if you're a Westerner, there's a need for more yin or feminine energy. We live within a patriarchal, very yang-based, very driven-based society. So just check in with yourself. Where have you bought into the notion that you need to be more, do more, have more, achieve more? And let's imagine that we're peeling back layers. We're trusting in the concept that less is more. Where can you do less to create more space, more time, more freedom, more contentment, more acceptance, more wisdom, more knowing, more trust? Where are those areas in your life you can peel back layers? Peeling back layers. If you can't fully get a grip on where that is in your life at this moment, let it unravel. Let it reveal itself to you over the next few days or weeks. As we move into our first yin pose, we're going to take our bolster and also our blocks. Now, if you don't have these props, it's fine. You can have some cushions or roll up a blanket a few times. You can have a stack of books. It really doesn't matter. Cushions, anything that you've got, it's all going to help to give you support, and it's also going to give you some height that's needed in our first Supta Baddha Konasana pose. So if we apply these props, we'll just have our blocks about 3/4 of the way down the mat, and come onto your buttocks. You're going to have the soles of the feet together, and these blocks will ultimately be there just to sit under your knees. So drag your bolster into position. It's sitting there at your lumbar spine, and then you might find that you actually need another bolster or some extra cushions piled up here on top of the bolster for some further height, just to give yourself the support that you need. So have the support of your hands, and then inhale the length into your spine, and then exhale, just draw yourself down into the bolster. Check where these blocks are. Are they supporting your knees well enough? And then open your palms. And just be here, full of breath, traveling deeper within. The true residence is in the heart, in the feeling body. And the more we move inward into this temple that houses our soul, the more we come to know the truth of who we are, that eternal being, that endless light, that divine spark. Identify with that aspect of you, not with the physical, not with the tirade of thoughts and negativity that travels daily through your mind. Not with the turbulent emotions, although feelings are very important. To acknowledge feelings is getting closer to your soul, but to also know that emotions too come and go, and it will all pass at some point. It can be a wild, raging river of emotions one day, and a calm, peaceful pond the next day. key for the yogi is to sit back from all of it and be the witness, to observe, to not get taken down that wild ride of the raging torrents, water, the river. To feel it, but not get taken down by it. How can we acknowledge it? How can we both at the same time accept and let our emotions reveal their beauty to us and yet not get swept away by them? And that's the age-old philosophy that we're all learning here in this human journey. To keep coming back to the observer, to the soul self that is unchanging, that is limitless, that no matter what accepts what is and knows that all is as it needs to be for the soul to grow in consciousness. What's happening now within your physical body? For many of you, this will feel just like a restorative yoga pose. We tend to say restorative is just kind of meeting your body where it's at. There's no effort involved. It's just this openness, this natural space that you find yourself in. And yet for other people, this pose is slightly challenging. Whilst relaxing, there's still that challenge of having the hips open in this way, releasing the adductors. It's areas that may not used to be revealed, like the heart, so open, so vulnerable. Or maybe it's in your ankles, wherever it is that you may be feeling a slight discomfort. Pay attention. See if you can not resist. See if you can just go deeper into acceptance. Let that niggle in the body teach you something. Let it reveal its wisdom to you just by embracing, being present to it. Or maybe it sounds around you right now because you're in a more passive space. Here where I'm filming the class, there's many sounds that are starting to creep in. It might be being picked up through my microphone as well. I might identify the birds as a pleasant sound and someone who's using machinery in the distance as a negative sound. But actually it's all just sounds. It all is just part of what is. What sounds are around you right now? Is someone mowing the lawn? Did your phone ding and you're tempted to go and check it? Are the children playing in the other room? Or is it peaceful and quiet where you are? Remember, both are perfect. And as we continue on, we're going to gently open our eyes and just bring our hands to our heart center and lift the head, not only to stretch the neck, but a bow of gratitude. And then use the force of the head coming up and the open heart to draw you all the way up. Inhaling and then exhaling, crossing those legs over. And you can just move your blocks off to the side, turn and face your bolster. This time turning the bolster the other way and coming into Anahatasana, the melting heart. So you want to have your hips over your knees and your ankles in line with your knees. Inhale, you can have your hands just there on your bolster or on your cushions. First of all, you're going to get the lovely tilt and separation there of the sit bones, almost as if you're coming into that beautiful cow pose. And then exhale, the heart's already open, so let it just kind of lead you down and spread your arms out. So the bolster will be in a position that you need it to be. So maybe there for your third eye. For some of you, you'll need to drag it back so it's under your chest or under your ribs. Where does it need to be for you? For others of you, you can take that bolster away. Get that tilt and separation of the sit bones and then draw yourself down. Your chin can touch the earth. Is that too much? Remember, even if you can get to this pose okay, can you hold for that required 3 to 5 minutes that we need in a yin pose? Deep surrender. Maybe this pose now isn't as light and easy as the previous yin pose, or for some of you maybe it's a more natural release. There's no right or wrong to your poses. It's just being the observer, diving deeper within, breathing deeper. Heart wide open, gathering the trust from Mother Earth as you really pin your heart down towards her bosom, heart to heart with Mother Earth, feeling and responding to her wisdom. Opening the scapula very strongly on your back. Opening your shoulders. Breathing and relaxing. And as we come back, we're going to just lift that chest and get the elbows to dig down and creep the hands back until you feel you can get the weight onto those hands, and let yourself release down into child's pose. But to give the arms some relief, this version with the arms wrapped back around the body. Melt the erector spinae muscles either side of the spine away from the spine. Melt the shoulders down to the earth. Let that space be created through the scapula, through the spine, through the neck. Feel and breathe. Moving deeper into a state of being. Can you notice that the oscillations of the mind, the rapid fire thinking has started to slow right down, the qualities of yin energy rising up, giving you an opportunity to have a holiday from your mind, a chance to glimpse a world beyond all the thinking and the problem solving and the planning and the analyzing. It's possible to dwell in a space of openness, tranquility. And the more we practice our yoga, whether it be through posture, through meditation, through chanting, through observing, the more that we can experience our bliss. For other people, their yoga is karma yoga, selfless service, assisting others. All of these sciences, if you like, lead us back to the inward space of gratitude, the inward space of connection, the inward space of love, joy and peace. Be in it now. Breathe deeper. surrender a little more. As we move into our final pose today, we're going to inhale, bringing our head up, sitting all the way up. And this is a beautiful yin version of a headstand, and we often think that we couldn't do headstand as a yin pose, but there's a very gentle way to do this. If for any reason it doesn't feel right for you today, that's fine. You can just go back to your child's pose and use that as your yin pose. But if you're comfortable just to take the crown of the head to the floor, you're going to do the same as we did before. Get those arms to wrap back around. So from our knees, hands will come down just to support us. The crown comes down. If you're not sure where your crown is, it's in line with your nose and the tips of those ears. Just find it and just give it a little tap or a little massage. It's usually a sore spot. All those acupressure points, or those mama points as we call them in yoga, they're generally sore. Some more sore than others if we need to get some release going. So just feel that. And then come back, taking that crown down. So the chin tucks in somewhat, and then you can kind of reach on back. You might need to draw your knees in a little bit more, reaching back, holding onto your heels. I'm going to tuck in just that little bit more again. And then I'm just here only for the minimum time in a yin pose. Only just on 3 minutes, or maybe even just 2.5 minutes. It's said that 2.5 minutes is needed in a yin pose just to release the fascia, the connective tissue. It's a different network, if you like, in the body than the muscles. So we just need to give it that gentle load and that longer time just for that release to happen. So breathing here. Maybe you can experience the network of energy, the fascia, over the crown. Just releasing, just steadily. What would this mean for you to release the pressure in your head, the thinking, maybe the headaches that you have? If this again is causing any load unnecessarily to your neck, make sure you come out. It's a gentle pose. You don't want to be applying too much pressure to your head, but enough so you feel steady. Breathing, softening and letting go. Can you find that place of santosha that we spoke about at the beginning of the class, that place of contentment, even within what seems like a bit of an awkward pose? Can you just hang out? Can you just be here? So make sure your hands come down. Get some really good pressure down through the hands before you lift your head up. And then sit the buttocks down onto the heels. Take a moment. Hands again into Anjali Mudra. It's a pose of gratitude. Breathing, just experiencing what's happening there at the crown portal. Is there a lightness? Is there a different feeling? Maybe not a lightness, but maybe a sense of opening or a shift in energy. Or maybe there's a resistance to the pose that you've just done, and that's okay. We're moving now into Shavasana. So, of course, You've got your bolster, you've got your blocks, you've got extra props if you want to give yourself some support now. And it may just be laying out with the length of the bolster under your back, so you've got that gentle heart opening. If you feel lately you've been a little bit sad, maybe a little bit depressed, that's a really nice option for you today. You may also want to go back to where we were with the blocks under the knees, so the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the side. Not necessarily over the bolster, the spine can be flat, but the knees can be supported by those blocks. Maybe particularly if you need some regeneration into your lower chakras, so it could be things to do with base chakra, survival, abundance. It could be sacral chakra, your sensuality, your sexuality. Then that's a really lovely pose also to hold. But if you want to do traditional Shavasana, you can just come along with me, and we're going to roll down onto our back with our legs straight. So remember your options there if you want to make use of your props while you have them. Or you can just find yourself in Shavasana as I am now, dropping the feet out to the side. For all of us, we'll be curling the fingers in slightly and maintaining a really straight spine, as straight as we can get, so the Kundalini energy can rise up through the spinal column. Letting go here. I'll leave you now just to breathe and be, and I'll bring you out soon. And as we come back, we're just going to make the breath a little bit deeper and a little bit fuller. Wriggle out the fingers and the toes. And then just drawing the knees up and the feet flat to the earth. The arms out at shoulder level, palms up. Just let those knees drop side to side a couple of times. Breathing all the while. And then draw the knees up and into the chest, hugging those knees in. Inhale gently, roll back and sit your way up. Moving yourself into crossed legs or one heel in front of the other. And just turning your palms up, length through your spine, breathing, feeling. I'm going to bring the hands up into Anjali Mudra and close our practice today with a beautiful Om chant. Let's inhale. Continue to breathe and feel, just checking in with the forces of yin and yang within you, the Vin-Yin practice. A reminder that oftentimes we may be favouring one side of our nature more than the other. We might always want to be the warrior, the yang energy. Might always want to be the one helping someone, in control. And maybe that is your dharma, to help others. But sometimes it's just as important to be the damsel in distress, if you like, the yin side. Now, of course, the yin energy is not always damsels in distress. It's very powerful in the feminine energy. But just as a way of understanding that there are opposites to always being in control. And maybe the damsel in distress is just as liberating to you, to allow someone to help you, to allow someone to see your vulnerability. So whatever message you get out of that today, I just want you to let that soak in. See if you can balance your yin and your yang energy. And I wish you much love. Namaste.